Welcome to another episode of Culturally Entitled. Today I have with me is my friend Jafet Rodriguez, my very first roommate, and I guess you can say is the best barracks experience I had when I was living at the barracks. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but before I begin, I'm gonna go ahead and it's been a process on trying to stay consistent with making videos, and I can recall that recently, before wanting to do the podcast with him, I was really not, I guess you can say, putting in the effort to continue making these videos. But I ran into this scripture that someone sent to me, and I guess you can say I'm not the most religious person, but I do attempt to tap in every now and again into scripture or into the Bible or something whenever like I run into a reel, whatever. But it says, Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The enemy often attacks momentum. God is consistent with his calling. The enemy wants to hinder people who are moving forward. And let's go ahead and let Jafet introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Jafet Rodriguez. Most people call me Jay or Rod. I'm 23 years old, from Florida, and I'm in the Army.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie though, the first moment that I met, Rodriguez, it's hard to kind of like call him by his first name, but it's always like Rodriguez or Jaffe. Or I remember the first time I met, it was like his uniform was honestly like so correct in mine. I don't know, like you're a Sagittarius, right?
Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius?
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't like. I just mentioned before we started filming. I was like, we've been friends for over, I guess you can say, 3 years and some change, and I don't know much about you, but so his side of the barracks room was organized to a tier. He bought like Legos the same day, and he built them the same day, and it was uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable how organized he was. And I remember the first thing I told his mom was like, yeah, your son is like, I can tell the type of structure he had at home, but just by the way he organizes. Even the trunks in his shoes were like left to right, were just organized. I guess you can say he was a squared away human being or soldier, whatever you want to say. So starting off, so I know you told me at first that you grew up in Puerto Rico.
I was born and raised in Florida. I only moved to Puerto Rico for 3 years and then came back to Florida right after.
So I think you told me when you were living in Puerto Rico that you went to a private school?
Yeah, I was a Christian private school that I went to.
And how was that experience like?
At first, it was kind of weird because I was a no sabo kid at first. So I was like in this program to learn Spanish. And a lot of people would come to me to, like, we had English class. They would come to me to learn English. And I would like kind of help them out. And they would kind of help me out. But yeah, it was kind of weird at first. Kind of grew into it. Like, then I got into basketball over there in Puerto Rico for the first time, and then since then I'm just growing from there, and then now I'm not a no sabo kid. So
yeah, I definitely can say that you and Torres, shout out Torres, were like the first people who, like the first Puerto Ricans who I met and interacted with, and like I don't know, it's like it's just like it rolls off the tongue very well. A ver, di algo español para que lo podamos traducir, ¿no? Porque, o sea, el acento diferente, o sea, el acento mexicano es completamente diferente al acento puertorriqueño.
Sí, pues los puertorriqueños hablan bien diferente. Somos como más ghetto.
No, ¿cuál más ghetto? Más romántico. Nomás escucho tu voz y ya te quiero besar el bicho. No, es cierto, no. Ay, pero sí, la verdad, se puede decir que tu acento, siempre cuando escucho el acento digo, a la verga. It's like it just rolls off the tongue better. But yeah, in regards to basketball, I remember, I think when you gave me your number is when TikTok like shows you your it still does that, right? Where like if you give somebody your number, sometimes you see their.
Yeah, it'll show like you're in their contacts.
Yeah, and I remember I saw it, and I think it was, I'm not sure if it's still up or not, but I remember it was you doing I don't know much about basketball, but it was you like was it a dunk or an alley-oop? What is it? A layup. It was a layup. I remember it was a video.
It was a layup. I had a couple dunk ones too.
Yeah, so that being in that, so you started playing in elementary, and then when you got to Florida, you were still playing basketball?
Yeah, when I got back to Florida after playing for years in Puerto Rico, I came. It was different. Came from like having a scholarship for not just the school but also the team I was on, so I didn't have to pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was already paid for me because they'd say I was one of the best in my age group. Then came to Florida. It was very different because basketball here is more like I'd say competitive in terms of like having AAU and all that. Very different play style. I kept playing over here until about like high school ish. Say sophomore year that's when I hurt my knee, tore my meniscus, had surgery. Pretty hard time, but after that, I kind of just decided to just quit from there. That was my time where I just quit and I kind of just play for fun every once in a while. But yeah, it's been a while. It's definitely not the same anymore now that I'm all grown up. Just not playing what used to be my dream, and then now, not saying the Army's bad, but it is a very different, path that got took.
So, prior to your knee injury, that was pretty much your objective, to get into college and play college ball, and then...
Yeah, biggest thing was at least to just play college basketball, I was always grew up basically playing basketball all the time, so... And then that was, like, one of my objectives, but then, didn't happen, but, everything happens for a reason, as I say, so...
Yeah, I mean, and it's not... And I'll add the clips on here in a minute, or the editor I'm the editor, but whatever. But yeah, no, I remember seeing your clips, and honestly, I personally think it takes a lot of, it's more, I think it more ties in more of a, just like baseball, it's kind of like skill based, but I feel in regards to basketball, it's a lot of conditioning, a lot ties in within that sport. And I'll be honest with you, I tried basketball once in 7th grade, and I was the shortest one there. And then I just never gave it a shot. To this day, I don't know how to shoot a hoop. I think you've seen the video.
Yeah.
But were you there at the fair when I tried?
That was fun.
But, and then when's the last, did you play basketball at this year's, well, I don't think we were here this year for the what is it called? The Marn event? Did you play basketball?
Marn week? Yeah, I played, but it wasn't a very good game.
I mean, and then you also play football, I think, flag football. That was like 2000
for the Turkey Bowl.
The Turkey Bowl, yeah. This year as well.
This year, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Every time I've gone to the Turkey Bowl and I see you play, I don't even think they pass you the ball, and I don't know why.
And it is what it is.
It is what it is, No animosity to those who played in the Turkey Bowl, but I mean, I don't play football, but I know you were open. Like maybe 3 out of 4 times you were open, but.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fun experience, Yeah. It's not like playing for trophies or anything.
Nah,
it's all just
the plaque,
Yeah.
I mean, it does feel a little good, like beating the officers and the NCO. Well, you are already an NCO.
Yeah, an NCO.
Just recently, congratulations on that. I honestly missed your promotion because I overslept, because the night before we were drinking Cutwaters, and honestly, I always underestimate Cutwaters, but I remember Hill had told me, like, hey, like, do you want me to wake you up? Do you want me to call you? And I was like, no, I'll be okay. And I woke up and I was like, damn. I was like, diablos. I missed it, and then I just, fuck, But in that case, so before you joined the Army, I remember you told me you worked at SeaWorld.
Yeah, I did.
So how do you, and this is like, I don't think anybody knows that you were a line chef or line cook.
Yeah.
So how does that even happen? You look more like the position for more like server or hostess.
So when I first applied for SeaWorld, it was for a dishwasher position.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was just like, worked for a couple months as a dishwasher. Then they needed help with like just prepping their food. Then they just taught me some stuff. And then from there, it was just like, they kept coming to me to do multiple, prepping foods and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a couple months doing that, they just decided, like, you know what, you're doing like really good at this. You should definitely like apply for the cook position. And then they kind of just upgraded me from there. Like automatically, they were just like, yes, you're good for that position. And then switched over to like a chef code and learned some cooking over there. Shout out to Sharks Underwater Grill.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's a very beautiful restaurant with the aquarium and stuff, and very good food.
Yeah, I had the what's that circle steak called?
The filet mignon.
That's filet mignon.
Yeah,
I had the filet mignon. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna turn up your mic a little bit. So, did I tell you? Yeah, no, I had it. I remember. Yeah, I had it, and then you messaged me like, "Hey, I used to work there," and I was like, "There's no way this man used to work here." You know, I was like, it's kind of it was like, wow, like fixed it a little bit because, see, I'm learning still, but yeah, I remember that I like the food was like 10 out of 10, like the mashed potatoes and the as long with the asparagus, it was very good, and to this day, I personally don't know how to cook steak. Do you? How did you learn? Like it was just like as you go, or some of the cooks were like, easily help you transition into that position?
Yeah, they helped me transition. They taught me a lot of things. You could also, there was also like instructions on like how much do you put of everything there. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of just recipes and stuff. But yeah, it was basically just practicing with them and just learning, watching, and the more I did it, the better it was coming out. And never really had any bad experiences with them.
So we kind of jumped a little segment, but I want to go back into high school. How was high school like? I mean, how was high school for you? Like, was there anything that you can say that was remarkably that you can say you kind of right off the bat you can think about something from high school?
High school experience was very good. I think freshman and sophomore year were very different for me because 8th grade was like a very Hispanic school, and then there's this school called Winter Park, and it was very just like higher class of just like people, and it was just like it was very weird because coming from like more of a ghetto lifestyle over to like a style like that kind of felt left out. You know, I had friends there and everything. It was just very weird. Then sophomore year I was a couple months in crutches and stuff after the surgery and stuff. Then transitioned over to Colonial High School. It was basically Puerto Rico Part 2. Everybody was just 90% Hispanic. So that was a good experience. Made a lot of friends there. Then COVID happened. During my time. Then basically junior and senior year were just very wearing masks and all that. Doing school from home. And it was just, I didn't have a prom.
Trust me. Well, I mean, I feel like. I mean, did you graduate through a Zoom call?
No, so once like the whole quarantine got lifted, that's when we went back to school, and then it was just kind of normal, just a little bit. Some people wear masks and stuff, but graduation was at the Amway Center. Now it's called the Kia Center. It's where the Orlando Magic play. It was pretty cool to see, you see your picture, seeing your picture on the Jumbotron and stuff. Very good experience. Yeah, it was a pretty prideful moment to graduate high school. So,
did you what GPA did you graduate with?
I think it was a 3.7 ish.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was a super senior. I did an extra year of high school, so I'm not even gonna say.
I was a smart kid. I did fail some classes, but I kind of just failed them on purpose because I didn't need them senior year. So I just kind of just.
What were your electives?
So the electives in our school, I didn't take all of them, but there was culinary, there was automotive, so there was people being mechanics and stuff. Then I took what's it called? Ceramics. I took ceramics.
I took ceramics too.
Yeah, I really liked ceramics. I was very creative at that time, and we had weightlifting class. We had basketball. We just played basketball.
No baseball?
No baseball in our school. No. But yeah, it was kind of my electives. I think I didn't really have anything crazy. But ceramics, I would say that was one of my favorite like classes. Like it was a time where I just got to be creative and stuff and kind of see like a new experience. I'm like, how do I do this? And like new things that I did. Like I made like this burger. this giant burger, and it came out really good. I think it's still on display at the school, actually.
You didn't take it home?
No.
They didn't let you take things home?
They let me take a lot of things, but the teacher wanted to keep that one just so, like, she could teach, like... So, like, my project got used in these... I don't know if she still does, but it's still... It was used for, like, a couple years of people that are coming into ceramics and just, like, teaching them, like, how to be, like, this type of creation, or, like, just the style, I guess, to show them. And I remember when I graduated AIT, I went to hometown recruiting, went back to the school, and just see, like, my project still there. It was actually pretty cool. So.
I mean, honestly, from when I took ceramics, and I don't, it's my fault because, well, not my fault. So I used to go to this after school program called Gear Up, and then, like, now thinking of it now, I feel like I didn't take advantage of it. It's like if you went to a certain middle school and a high school, you get into San Diego State University without all the extra hassle. But I would, like, in between class, like right before class would end, they would take me to this, like, Gear Up tutoring thing for college. So I would always miss the hands-on part. So I think I made, like, a jack-o'-lantern. And then do you remember how you would make the ball? You're supposed to, like, I forget. So you're supposed to, you put your finger in and you just start, like, kind of turning it a little bit. I don't remember too much, see, because I wasn't there. And plus I wasn't really paying attention. But I remember, what was it called when you scrape the edges and then you add that little paste and you wet it? What was that called?
I can't think of it on the top of my head.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, yeah. It was like you would scrape it and you kind of like wet it and stuff.
And then you would that would glue it and then you mold it together. I made like one jack-o'-lantern. I tried to make, what's it called? I tried to make Jason, but I ended up making this wrestler called La Parca. Because it looks like La Parca. Let me show it to you. And I think I broke or something. I had it for a while, but this is what it ended up looking like. La Parca. It ended up looking like that because it was like, you know how the hockey mask, and it just, I wasn't, and yeah, but I remember I used to like ceramics, but I would hate getting my hands dirty so much. I don't know why. I to this day I don't like getting my hands dirty. So ceramics, and then you never got in a fight in high school. You never like got bullied or nothing like that. Not making the assumption that you did, but
no, I never got bullied. I was pretty chill person. Had a lot of friends. I'd say one time it was just like on the school bus, like
it was a shoving match.
Just a shove, like just pushed him back into his seat because I don't know. I guess he said something or I said something. It was one of the two. I don't remember. It was actually, I think, junior year on the school bus. Senior, I started driving a car, but yeah, it was just like a shove, nothing crazy. There was like a lot of fights in my school, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it was pretty crazy. And then I remember in 8th grade there was this day. Shout out to Union Park Middle School actually, because that school, I guess it got discontinued now.
Why?
I guess it's the resources weren't being used enough, so I think they're just shutting it down. I saw a friend post something about it. But yeah, there was this day that was just like a fight day. So there was like, I don't remember the amount, but there was like over 20 fights that day. Like there was just left and right fights going on, group fights.
They were posted on Snapchat?
Yeah. There's
like they would post the announcement like fight day, and or it was just a,
I don't know if it was like it was posted or like it was just a random thing, but it was just like boxing matches left and right. Like God. Just it was crazy. Did
you guys have Smack Ass Fridays?
No.
They used to have them in middle school, bro, and like I was, I was always I could never do it, like, but it was like everybody would, I don't know, Smack Ass Friday, like some shit like that. You guys didn't?
No, there was nothing crazy, but there was like that one day that was just dedicated to just fights, and like I think the school just had to like keep us in one classroom because it was just getting too crazy that day. But yeah, it was a crazy day.
I feel like for it being Florida, because you always see on the news like Florida man does this. I thought it would be more crazy for you, but
I don't know. I'd say like the part of Florida where I'm from, Central Florida, there's nothing really like crazy that happens. I'd say like the more crazy part, I'd say like Southern Florida, like Broward and all that, like towards the Miami section. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened down there. There's probably things that I don't remember at the time, but I don't know. Florida is a really good state. It's pretty chill.
Yeah, I've been there, but you guys do have some crazy drivers. But I definitely feel like it's very, I don't know. Like, so I've been to Orlando. I've been to Jackson. I've always passed by Jacksonville, but I've been to Orlando. You know, Disney World, Universal Studios, and then SeaWorld. But I don't know. It's just like it feels like a happy place, just because it's always like sunny, and I've never been there when it's been raining or gloomy.
Yeah, I'd say probably now that's the summer. Same way as here, just likes to rain.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been to Florida in a little bit, so.
Do you know that time when we went to Orlando with Torres and I forget his name, Alexis, right?
Yeah, his brother.
Yeah, his brother. I forgot to tell you that night when we went to the club, I don't know where, so we were at the bar or something. Some girl went up to me and she gave me her phone, and then she typed in her number, and then she whispered something, and then she left. And I was like, oh my God, me thinking that I bagged her. She was like, not gonna lie, she was a baddie and all that. And then she texted me and she was saying, cash at me $40 and I'll send you 5 pictures and 10 videos.
What the fuck?
And then she was like, or send me 100. And then it was like that. It was like a whole menu. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? It was like so confusing. That's like the most randomest, like that's like a random Florida event.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, that's kind of a popular thing now. Like people just, promoting their stuff.
Yeah.
Since it's a popular platform nowadays.
Yeah, no, not even OF. It was just like from her number. I think I can. I don't want to look it up, but yeah, possibly. But that's what I remember. And then then I went to Mango's. I remember I told you I went to Mango's.
Yeah, Mango's.
It was like that was interesting. It was fun, I guess. And then I went to White Castle. But overall, I've never had like a bad Florida experience. But I can say this one time I went to Disney World. In 2023 I went, and I remember there was this guy. I was trying to merge into the lane, and this older Caucasian male wasn't letting me merge, so I honked, and he literally tried to ram into me. And he was definitely retired, because I hear like a lot of people retire, and he tried to like crash into me, and then I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, Florida drivers are very crazy.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But so after high school, so you got that job during high school?
Yeah, senior year.
I was
only working weekends, and then once I graduated, I started working like weekdays. And then my weekends were mostly off unless they really needed me to come in. But it was after that I just switched over to just weekdays.
So I'm pretty sure you're familiar. Everybody who's worked in the kitchen is familiar that the cooks eventually, I'm not saying you necessarily, but most of the cooks end up like either like having a type of relationship or end up cracking some of the waitresses or the servers. Is that true? Did you get to witness like stuff like that?
Yeah, there was like a couple co-workers actually that would like mess with other people. There was crushes and stuff. I think one of the bosses do stuff with the co-workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it happens everywhere. Every job.
Yeah. It's just like the kitchen culture is like that's one of the reasons I was dating this girl, and I remember she wanted to work at a it's very popular in California because the owner, it's called like so the owner of the he was like best friends with like Chapu's and that. I don't know how they offered her a job there, but then I'm like, nah, bro, like there's gonna be like one of the cooks is gonna end up fucking my girl, because I don't know what it is, bro, like they're so smooth with their words, and it's like it's a given, like I don't know if you're familiar with that. And there's like a married man, like he's married, but he's always like flirting with the young waitress, and eventually she's gonna fall. Never got to see that.
I wouldn't say married. I think everybody there was mostly like single or had
same age, kind of.
I think I was one of the youngest people there, actually, because I was like the only person from high school. Everybody else was like just adults and stuff. But I didn't see like nothing crazy, but there was like a couple people messing around. But I think they were just single though. Nothing, nothing like married type or anything.
So when you started, how long were you a dishwasher for as well?
I'd say for about like 6 months ish. I think around that time, and then moved over to the prep cook, and then line cook, and then any day that they needed me, I would be like a busser. I would be a host. I would be a freaking basically acting as the manager. I did a little bit of like everything there.
Would you wear non-slip shoes or?
I actually wore non-slip Crocs. Yeah,
non-slip Crocs.
I wanted to be comfortable, so I wore some Crocs.
Yeah, I used to get the Walmart because I was a dishwasher. That was my very first job. Like when I straight out of high school, that was my very first job as a dishwasher for the 4 Points by Sheraton. And I remember, like, as soon as I graduated, I was like, oh, I want to be a Marine. And I was like at my healthiest, but then my cousin was like, nah, I got you a job at like the Sheraton. And then it was like, he sold it to me. He's like, it's chill, like it's super easy. But no, like it was like 8 hours of dishwashing. But it was just horrible. Not for me. What about, was yours like, was a workload? And then you have to clean the whole kitchen and fuck that. And then you have to clean the other shifts. Oh my God.
Some days it was pretty bad because like it was just be like being a popular restaurant there. I'd say it's like it is probably the most popular restaurant there because of the whole aquarium and like just the food and stuff. There was just so many like dishes and stuff coming in at the end of the night, and it was just like, oh my God, am I ever gonna leave? It's like it was getting bad during the summertime, especially because it's like max freaking capacity at the park like almost every day.
How much was the max capacity for the restaurant?
I think it was about 400 people.
Oh, la verga, no. And then appetizer, entree, dessert,
and just plates coming in and out. Freaking them not having enough. Cooks not having enough plates and stuff. I was glad that after that whole dishwashing that I was just happy to be a cook at the time.
No, it was definitely, you got to worry about what your knives and your blades and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even like thinking about it because I remember they had banquets and then it was just like one tray after the other. Oh, fuck that, man. It's just not for me. Yeah. But so after that, what made you transition into joining the Army and not going to school or college?
I guess during my time, like, working there, I was just, like, not doing anything else with my life. I always liked the military, in my opinion. You know, I almost probably would have joined right out of high school, but I just, like, kind of hesitated. Then I just saw that, like, you know, I'm just working at a restaurant. And, you know, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, you know. Then, like, as my time was ending there, kind of just talked to one of my recruiters from high school. He talked to him all again and then got me into just, I felt more motivated to go. Yeah, seeing that, like, not doing anything in my life just kind of opened my eyes and just, like, maybe I should just do something, you know? I didn't expect to just re-enlist again, you know?
Yeah.
Thought I would just see myself just doing a couple years, get some college done and get out, but I'm still in. I'm going to Hawaii soon. But yeah, I got it with a recruiter, went to MEPS and all that. At first...
Did they ask you to squat and cough?
No.
No?
I think it was more of a bend over.
Yeah, yeah.
The duck walk and all that. Yeah, my first job, I wasn't even supposed to be what I'm doing now. It was actually supposed to be like it's a 35 series. It was something like related to like signal exploitation or something, like military intelligence related. I was supposed to do that. And then that job expired due to some like, they thought I had something medical or anything.
Okay.
So I kind of just lost it.
Was it before they were asking for your social and they would just pull everything up?
I think it was after, like, it was during the doctor's checks. Like, they thought something was wrong with, like, my spine and stuff. And then it turned out I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So I kind of just lost that job. Then I saw more jobs. It was, like, it was the most basic stuff. It was, like, infantry, fucking air traffic control. And then I saw, like, signal support specialist. I was, like, he showed me a video of what it was, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. And then I signed up for that job, and turned out it had a $40K bonus. So I was just like, you know what, might as well. It's a 4-year contract. Got my bonus and all that. Turned out to be a pretty cool gig, actually. So.
Yeah, I remember the first day you got to the barracks. You had like you needed to buy a Gerber. You needed to buy some other. What was it? A Gerber. What else did they make you get?
I think it was a Gerber.
I remember it was like
a couple of things. Yeah.
Like right off the bat, like you would just come in and go to sleep, and I was like, damn. Like, what do they call you? A something unicorn or?
Yeah, they call us like unicorns.
Unicorns.
Because of the whole like we do a little bit of everything in the R25 series. Yeah, we just mix up a lot of things.
And it wasn't even a month, and you were already in the field, and I'm like, damn, must suck to be that guy.
Yeah.
I was honest like, damn. But then you were out showing, and then you started posting all these cool ass videos, and I was like, man, fuck this dude. Like, he's having a blast, and I'm here just like fucking just. What would I say? Remember, I'd be like, I'm gonna go to the office, and you're like, what? Like, yeah. And then I just stay in game all weekend. I wouldn't even shower, bro. Just and not my proudest moment. I would just be gaming all weekend, and I think you were at the field or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I remember at first I was like, who wants to go to the field? And then I see the night vision and they're shooting, or what was it? Was it gunnery? Yeah.
Yeah, there was like gunnery and then a mix of like engineer qualification.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think working with engineers has been a pretty cool experience, you know, seeing shit blow up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then being where we're at, being an armored world, kind of just seeing tanks and all that.
Yeah, and then you had your own, Bradley, right? Or what are they called?
I drive. Well, I don't drive it anymore, but I used to be in an Amp V.
Yeah, I remember you had that. You're like, I got, and I was like, damn, I have a truck that's broken that's assigned to me, but that's about it. But yeah, man, I was like those first few, like when we got there, I was like jealous. I was like, man, I want to go to the field. But then I think I saw you once when we were like picking up ammo or dropping off ammo or whatever, and it was like right at the end. What was a live fire?
I think it was one of their live fire engineer qualifications.
Yeah, something like that. But so in your basic training experience, how was that?
Oh, basic training was actually a very, very. I think it was a cool experience.
You too? Everybody says that. Everybody says.
I think my experience. I think I came out a good time because it was like my platoon was very. It was full of just mature people, and we were kind of all the same, and like wouldn't really be getting smoked or anything.
Oh, okay.
So it was like it was an easier experience, and like Fort Jackson, it was a nice place. Nothing crazy. Barracks weren't that bad, you know. It's not like how the old army was. I met a lot of cool people there, all types. Let's see.
There wasn't not one night when you were just like I had told Dorame was that the first night that I got there I wanted to cry, but I had no sweat. I had no sweat.
I think the first like week you're there, you're just like missing home and all types of shit, and you're just like mentally breaking down. Like my first night I got there, I got in my bed. I was on the top bunk, and I was just like, do I really want to be here? Like, I just like.
Did you fit? Because you are pretty tall.
I did fit, yeah. It wasn't that bad, and then it was just like them flipping our shit, throwing our shit all over the place, fucking tossing the water on the floor. It was just a whole different experience. But then just like writing letters home and stuff was kind of just comforting, you know.
Did you write a letter before that?
No, I actually.
Did somebody have to teach you with the address and stuff?
Yeah, kind of. I never wrote a letter to somebody before, and I was writing to my parents, my family, and stuff. And it was just like it was a comforting experience getting letters back, getting care packages and everything. My mom would send me a lot of shit. Then it's very popular to have cough drops and basic training.
Did you have the tropical fusion, the green bag, or the honey, the regular one, the honey lemon one?
I think I had a tropical fusion, then I had these lime ones.
Oh no! I remember I had asked somebody like, get me, and in the letter it says, get me the tropical something. What were they called? They were called something, the green bag, and they sent me a pound or like the biggest bag of Halls, but it was the honey lemon one.
Oh.
And I was just like, man, I remember there's this guy, his name was Armenta, and he was a drawer, and I was like, all right, man, just draw me this and that, and then I would give him like a handful of like Halls. He's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah. But they weren't the ones I wanted. It wasn't, you know what I'm talking about, right? The sweet ones. Yeah, but
I think everybody liked it as candy. They would always try to get the good flavors.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to buy them at the little shopette runs that we had. And then, so after that, Did you qualify on your first go?
The first day, no.
Like, you had to go.
It was we only. I think everybody else got a lot of tries. I only had like 2 because I was one of the last people to shoot that day. Then I had to go again, but then I think that was also a bad day. It was with iron sights. I kind of sucked that in, and the last day of qualification, like first go, just 36.
36.
They were just the drill sergeant was like, "You're the first expert in the whole battalion." I was just like, "Oh shit." I don't know what that means, but
okay, right.
Cool, I guess. Got my little expert, you know. Yeah, since that day, I've always qualified expert. I don't know.
Expert, bro. I have not. I have. It's gonna sound embarrassing, but I have not been able to qual since probably like before we went on rotation. I don't know why. Because I don't know how to use the ACOG, and then when we went to the range, the last range we had during the little field or whatever, I couldn't zero for the life of me. Before that, I couldn't zero. I spent 4 hours trying to zero, but I couldn't zero for whatever reason. And then this last time, I was like, I was like, can I just borrow your rifle? And then I went, and then I got first go 26. But I couldn't zero.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think.
I think that was like my first experience, first range ever, probably at Fort Stewart. It was I couldn't it was zeroed, right, but I wasn't hitting shit.
Yeah.
But then I just borrow a G's M4 and then automatically just get expert somehow.
Yeah, right.
Like, is it the weapon? Is it me? I don't know
the fundamentals, the breathing techniques. I don't know, man. I don't know. Did you shoot weapon? Like, would you shoot weapons before you joined the army or no?
Not really. I think I've only shot like maybe a pistol or something at like, you know, indoor range, but nothing. Never really got into guns until I joined the army. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've shot before. And I was like, this is easy. Like, fuck. And then I remember, yeah, no, man, I haven't really got anything higher than a marksman. Is it marksman, sharpshooter, expert? Yeah, nothing more than a marksman. Maybe my next goal, I'll definitely try to give my brother. He got sharpshooter with iron sights in freaking basic. Yeah, he's at Fort Polk. But he was gonna be a 68 whiskey randomly. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be a 68 whiskey, and then I think he was in delayed entry or whatever. I forget. And then he was like, nah, man, I'm gonna be an 88 Mike just like you. I was like, no, bro, I don't like my job. Like, don't, like, why would you do that? And he's like, nah, like, I want to be like you. You inspired me or whatever. But I don't know. So that being said, so in AIT, how was that? I think that was more like a resort because you said you had your car and then.
Oh, I didn't have my car there, but AIT was a very more chill experience in terms where I went. Everybody has a different AIT, but or OSIT for the people that are like combat. But my experience was nice. You know, I had my own room. I just had like one roommate. Then it was just like there was like 3 phases. Like you're in the first phase where you really you have restrictions, and then restrictions slowly start getting away. Then once you make to that 5+, I think it was called in my AIT, you were basically kind of just free on the weekends. You showed up to first formation and didn't have to come back to the last formation, which was 8:30 at night. So just do whatever you want basically on the weekends. Every day, you know, I'm still going to class on the weekdays, but you would get off at like 4:00, and then you have the rest of the day off. You know, I had my PlayStation, had my TV, you know, I had my own sheets and stuff, and I have to do the whole, like, it was very different from basic training. I was like a PSG in the fucking,
yeah.
Every morning, fucking reporting to the first sergeant, fucking, like, 70, I think it was like 100 and something people assigned and shit. There was always somebody like FTR or some shit.
Yeah, like they were asleep.
Yeah. There's people that just wouldn't wake the fuck up or anything, but I mean, I think AIT was a cool experience. I played a lot of basketball in AIT.
Where was your AIT at? In Fort
Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, Augusta.
Oh, Fort Gordon. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like so, and then there was like a lot of tests. Like, was there any tests before you finally tested out for your final?
You would just like learn the piece of equipment, and then you would just test out on like the last day of that week. Like, I think every equipment was 1 week, and then there was one that was 2 weeks because it was like a more complex thing. Yeah, you would do the class and you would test out. I turned out to be one of the honor grads. I was like somebody got like a 99. I had like a 98 point something. I was like very close to being distinguished, but then we all split up. I was the only one to come to Fort Stewart out of my whole class. Everybody else went to like Fort Campbell, Korea, or like Drum and Carson.
Did you chose Fort Stewart?
I didn't actually.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, I was hoping I would get like at first I really liked Fort Campbell. Wanted to do air assault. Haven't been able to yet. Then either Carson, just to explore Colorado, but things happen for a reason. Came here, met some really good people. You were my roommate, and a lot of friends that I've made here.
How was that as a roommate? Be honest. Be honest.
I think when I first walked in, like, I think my leadership was just like, why is this room so fucking dirty?
But it wasn't even that dirty compared to everybody else's room.
There's way worse rooms.
Yeah.
It was just like, I guess, I don't know.
But it was dirty.
I guess at first it was just like awkward. I wasn't even talking to you or anything. It would just be like, what's up? And then that's it. And then that one night I turned out to be an Uber for you guys.
When y'all went to
y'all wanted to go to JJ's, and I got y'all in. I drove y'all, and then fucking.
Oh my god, I remember.
Y'all got me in. Y'all fucking.
Yeah, I remember that night. I remember that night. I forgot about it, but I remember that night.
And I was just eating quesadillas while y'all were just trying to dance and stuff.
Nah, I wasn't trying to dance. Torres was trying to dance bachata. I think he did, right?
He did.
Yeah. And that was also definitely like a shocker, bro, because it was like, I still remember the song that was playing. It was like I don't remember. It was the guy's name was Raulín or something, and then it was I'm trying to remember. I still remember that song, but it was like something about, I don't know, but I remember, and he was like, Gomez, listen, and I was just like listening to the song, and he was like, oh, and it's this, I feel like you guys can relate when we listen to corridos, and then it's just like, we're like, yeah, this is the shit, and then, but he was like super hyped, and I was like, it's all right, but that I remember that night, yeah, definitely.
I think ever since that night, we just got like super close, and we're just like Three Stooges, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Always
and then
out and stuff.
I can. Torres's his sandwiches.
Oh, he was making the barracks.
Yeah. He was making magic out of the griller.
Yeah.
And then the guy, what you guys call pan dulce, and then 10 out of 10, bro.
Yeah, we always go to the Puerto Rican bakery.
Yeah. Did you see that they upgraded it now?
Yeah, they moved over to a different spot.
Right here, where the gas station is. What are they called? Dulceria, Panaderia Dulce or something,
I think it's like Panaderia El Dulce or something.
Panaderia El Dulce. Honestly, have you been there recently?
That's the new one. My wife has, but when it was like really close right here, I used to go all the time. Get their bread and their Puerto Rican cake.
It's just honestly, bro, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same kind of like. Have you tried Mexican pan dulce?
Yeah, I tried it.
Yeah, it's honestly like the same thing, just different names. But I haven't tried the Puerto Rican tres leches. But yeah, but I still haven't tried a tripleta. Still, I haven't. But I have tried the Cuban sandwich from there. No, I had the Reuben. The last time I went, I had a Reuben. But yeah, man, I think what was I gonna say? Oh, man, what was the first Puerto Rican dish I had? Have you gone to it's right, Chachitos?
No.
You haven't gone to Chachitos? No. Really?
No, I don't think so.
It's like they had the Guy Fieri was there. It's in Pooler, and honestly, like I had the yuca fries, and then I didn't have the tripleta sandwich, but I had the plato, like the platillo de tripleta, Yeah, bro. And then with the plátano maduro or whatever you guys call it. What do you guys call
like
it?
amarillos.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
It's like small, like yellow.
No. They were the big ones.
Tostones.
Tostones, yeah, bro. And then the mayo ketchup.
Mayo ketchup.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, like it was really, really good. And then the empanadas, bro. Honestly, like really crafty. It had s'mores empanadas.
Yeah, we had. I'd say Puerto Rican food is like one of the most like. Everybody has a different culture, you know. Puerto Rican to me is just like their food is just amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like we have so many like things like mofongo.
Mofongo, yeah.
Freaking. There's so many types of like frituras and stuff that we eat. Like empanadas, pastelillos, like we have empanadilla de pizza, which is like it's a pizza empanada basically. Yeah, it tastes really good.
And the Friendsgiving, what did I remember? Estevez brought the what is that? Habichuelas, but it's rice or
arroz con gandules.
Yeah, arroz con gandules. That was pretty good.
Rice.
And I was like, you didn't make this. I was like, your mom made this. Yeah, but it was like really good. I was like, definitely straight out the island, bro. But you could definitely taste the authentic. You know, he doesn't speak Spanish.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. His name, I'm not even. He has a very generic Hispanic name, but he doesn't speak Spanish. Yeah, shout out Estamami, but yeah, very very generic Puerto Rican name. Well, he's half Dominican, but it's probably gonna give. You know what he was doing the other day? He was he's like, hey, I got a song I want you to listen to, and then he started playing my podcast. When I was like, I don't like listening to my voice, bro. But then he's like, why are you getting all flustered? And I was like, it's all good. But yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, those are the days. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of moments where I look back at it and I'm like, man, like those were the days where like the barracks. We didn't have any barracks parties or nothing like that, like everybody, but it was like Taurus playing Warzone on your PlayStation and then making the sandwiches and then going to the club. I remember.
Go to the club a lot.
My God, man. With Butch.
Yeah,
Butch when he was still here. I didn't get to go to Senor Frogs with you guys that one time. I don't know why. I forget. But yeah, man, you guys were all from didn't. Yeah, he was from Tampa, right? Butch was from Tampa.
Miami. Yeah. And then Torres was like from a different part of Florida. I think Pensacola or something.
I don't know. He said he said he grew up in New Jersey and.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
I think Philly too, something like that.
Probably. But yeah, man. So after, I think you told me also your AIT roommate was from San Diego.
Yeah, great guy. Name's Ramirez. Yeah, that guy was like my best friend in AIT.
Yeah.
Go to the gym, do everything, freaking go to baseball games and stuff. Yeah, that man, he's a really good dude.
He's still in, or?
Yeah, he was in Fort Campbell. Now he's at, I think, either Hood or Bliss. I know he went to Texas.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. And then you know what's crazy? My homeboy, his name is Playboy Manny. He knows that guy because he said he was from Oceanside. And believe it or not, Oceanside is like it's now away from San Diego, but it's like super big. There's like Oceanside, Vista, Escondido, and then like Fallbrook, like different. I don't know how you call it. Like, you know how like in Florida there's Kissimmee, and then there's like
Orlando.
Yeah, and then it's what is that called? Like
counties and stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of counties. Yeah. And it's so big, but everybody kind of knows each other. And he knew that guy, and he's like, "Yeah, like I know my friend." And I was like, "Yeah, that was my friend's roommate." Like, so that was like I was like a full circle moment, I guess you can say. But so after AIT, and then so we recently just came off rotation. How was your experience in rotation?
My rotation was just like a mix of things, like. It was just a lot of work, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, for me, especially, like, being a commo person, just doing shit almost every fucking day. And then it got chilled out a little bit after that whole training and stuff. You know, it started in Lithuania. Probably the first time I've ever been, like, European countries ever in my life. Very different experience, different culture, I'd say.
Yeah,
It was just completely different how I'm used to, just seeing how different people are around the world, you know. Went to like the city and stuff. really cool. Like, it was also kind of hard to find people that speak English.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought since they knew that, well, it's not the first rotation there of Americans, right?
It was just like once you leave like the area, you just go to like, I think it was called it was like the capital that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a lot of people that just didn't speak English at all.
Mm-hmm.
Had some cool experience. So there was one experience that was very awkward because it was just like we were out eating and stuff, and it was like there was a curfew, and we were like, I'd say like an hour from our curfew already, and then we were trying to get back home, and then they called it what, Bolt over there.
Yeah, Bolt.
It was like the European Uber. Then this lady picked us up, and then that she didn't want to give us a ride because we were American.
What the fuck?
She turned out to be Russian. It was actually it was a very like weird experience for me because I never dealt with like that type of like experience in my life before. But and then we kept requesting rides, and it was the same lady rejecting.
What the fuck? There was like only one boat in that area?
Apparently.
Damn.
Then we went like maybe a quarter mile away, and then found this dude. This dude was hilarious actually. Took us driving like full on like over 100 miles per hour back, and then out of nowhere you just feel this hard ass. I fell asleep, and all you hear is this like loud ass boom, and I think he hit like this deer. And we stopped, like we kept telling him to stop, and he didn't know how to fucking like stop. We were just trying to tell him to stop.
His first day. It was probably his first day.
And then like literally like the bumper was like half like torn apart. There was like blood all over the front.
That's what you woke up to?
Yeah. I was like falling asleep because it was getting late. Like, you know, I had a food coma basically because I was eating good out there.
Bro.
But like that experience was so funny. And then we came back, and somehow we still had like 30 minutes left. Like, it was like a 45-minute trip back, and he turned into like 20 minutes.
Did you guys tip him?
I think so.
Somebody
I'm pretty
did?
sure. It was like the funniest thing that happened to me on rotation, I'd say. Then we were there for like 2 or 3 months, and switched over to Germany to do that training that we all did, and then we stayed in Germany. Very different from where we were at because it was more like we just lived on base with like basically everybody that's stationed there. So we had our own actual PX and actual food.
Taco Bell right there.
There was Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's very different, honestly. Like, it was, instead of like just like the chicken that's just like kind of dry, here is like teriyaki type chicken. I bought a lot of shoes there because there was actually a shoe store there that, they would have like every new release.
Wow.
And I was like, damn, I wish RPX would have that.
Man. I went there because they had like dropping out like a field test or whatever, but I was too busy trying to like get what's it called? I was trying to get like protein cookies and stuff or whatever, but I didn't even know that they had the shoes out there.
Yeah, they had a shoe store in there, and I was just like, oh wow, like I wish all army bases, had a shoe store in there like this.
And then like the chargers, did you notice that like the chargers for phones were like super expensive, or was that just me?
Yeah, I think I bought one of charger, like just the cable, and it turned out to be like almost $30.
Oh my god, yeah, it was like 30. I remember.
Then we all had to use the European adapters and shit.
Did you do you still have your changer thing?
Yeah, I still have my adapters.
I left everything. I left all like the changer. I had like towards the end of rotation, I had so I had mine, and then my bunkie took mine, and then I took his. It was just like and then people were just leaving them behind, so I had like a whole bunch, but then I ended up just leaving all of them. But did you get yours off Amazon too?
Yeah,
the blue box.
I bought like a pack of 2, and it had like a bunch of ports on it. Then when we went to Lithuania, there was like a whole bag of them. That people leave behind for like other people to use. Grabbed a couple of those. Had a lot of adapters.
You guys had the best Wi-Fi out there. I remember.
Yeah, me, G, and Ryan and I, we had that freaking Starlink. It was
I know.
Best Wi-Fi to have.
Honestly, I was and then in Germany, I was like, oh man, it was so cold, but I was like right there, and then it was like at Stink Team.
It's just like. Then, like, when we went to the field for that training in Germany, it was just, like, it felt so nice. Like, we have Wi-Fi out here. It didn't feel like really a field. It was
because the phone servers are so good.
Yeah.
Wait, was your phone service good or?
Not when everybody got there. Cause I guess like the tower just couldn't handle all those people just trying to use their phone.
No, I mean like in the field.
Nah, I was mostly using just off of Wi-Fi the whole time.
My phone service was phenomenal in the field, but then when everybody left, it was like my phone service was like really good.
Yeah, I think it was just the amount of a whole brigade out there doing training. It's like 1,000 people just trying to use one cell phone tower.
You know what's also crazy that it's gonna go without mentioning. Did you know that damn, I just forgot. I was about to say yeah. I was just talking about it earlier. I have been to Martin Focus, NTC, CBR, and I have not ever had any contact with all four at all. Every field event. What about you?
Yeah, I think every field event I didn't have any contact except until CBR was like, this is a funny shit. Like, I get made fun of this sometimes because it was like the most funniest thing in the training. We were all just like sleeping. Like we're just sitting there. I was on guard on the 50 cal, and then I heard like a footstep, and I turn around, and there's 20 dudes behind me in the freaking bushes. They all turned out to be like a group of rangers and stuff, like playing Op 4. And then I got in. I tell my XO and my PSG like, "Yo, there's a bunch of people outside." He's like, they're just like, then shoot at them. Oh my God. Then I got up and they're like 5 feet away and they throw like this fake chem light. Yeah. And I was like, what does this mean? And it turned out to be it's a fucking grenade.
Oh my God.
we basically got blown up, but it was nice. We got 24 hours to just chill out and just sleep. But yeah, that was like the funniest thing that happened for me in CBR.
No, man, I remember, when I was on it's not my proudest moment. Not my proudest moment at all. Like, it's worse than yours. Not that I'm trying to one up you or whatever, bro, but, bro, I'm telling you, like, oh, man. So I was doing guard duty as well, and I had the MVGs, and it was me and 2 other people, and then we were looking at the bushes with the 50, and then he's like, look, there he goes right there. I see him. He's like, I see him. And then I was like, I can't see him. And then we're just looking at this, like, we're just looking at the whatever we think is a person. He's like, he's low crawling. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get ready. I put it on safety on the 50. I put it on safety, and I was like, I'm ready to go. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. He said, nah, it's not it. And then everybody ended up getting online. And the next morning, when I was like, I asked myself, man, I was doubting myself. So when I went to go check the 50 cal, I had put it on safety. I had put it on safety. I was like, I'm not going to tell nobody. And then, but yeah, bro, I put it on safety, and yeah, but not my brightest moment. But that, and when we got online, that same night, I remember everybody's kept on. I don't know, we were so sleep deprived, but they said that they saw them, and then somebody said, incoming, and then let off a round. But
yeah, we had a couple months where we had indirect fires, where you hear that loud like whistle, and then it's just like, oh, we gotta go.
Yeah, packing up and leaving, and we didn't get any IDF, but it's because we were doing security most of the time, and stand 2 for it was. I didn't bring my cold weather gear. Oh, that was because somebody this NCO told me that it wasn't going to be needed, and then when we were out there,
it was cold as fuck.
Yeah, I was using like 2 winter tops, the wet weather, and I remember I saw him. This is the most angriest I got. I saw him with his what's it called? The fuzzy one?
The fleece.
The fleece. I saw him with his fleece. I've never been so mad in my life. I was in my.
It was like it was hot in the day, and then like nighttime into the morning was just cold as fuck, and it felt like a little humid.
Oh man, and then it was like that shift in that morning and the night. It was so cold. I remember. Oh man, I don't want to remember. But I remember it was so cold that I had put my hand inside my LTV. And I fell asleep because it was so cold. And then I remember somebody was walking. I don't want to say his name, but he was walking. He tripped over my body, and he fell. I just hear like, but he felt like a heart. He's really tall, and you hear the thud, and he was just like, he just laid there, and he was like, fuck. And then he just laid there, and then he got up, and then I just like stood still because I didn't want to like. I was like, damn, I just play dead.
I would say like it was kind of a waste of time, but like I think the views and like the sunsets and sunrises were probably like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Do you have any pictures of them?
I think I do actually. I took a couple of pictures. I took pictures on the 50 cal and stuff.
Yeah,
because we were like in the hills, like super high up, you know.
Did you hear the goats at night? I kid you not, I thought they were just speakers. Like,
oh, I don't think I heard any goats. I know we were near like a
sheep.
Oh, sheep. I know we were near like a bat cave sanctuary.
A bat cave?
Yeah, so there was like this tall ass mountain. There was like this giant rock, and like it looked like a cave and stuff. And it turned out to be like you can't go up there or anything because it's like it's a sanctuary for just bats. And I think I would maybe at night I would see a couple bats flying around, but. Let me go back to the time where.
Yeah, no, I remember the sunsets or the stars at night also.
Yeah.
It was like,
NTC too, like the stars at night, it looked really nice.
I didn't even see you at NTC at all. Towards the end, right?
I think it was towards the end when we got out.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember for the night. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. That looks like you're like in Ukraine. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that was just like my view every morning.
Send me it. I'm about to put it. But yeah, it was like so. I remember it was so beautiful, but it was upsetting that I didn't have the right gear, man. It was so cold. But do you remember? So what was that little strip? What was your go-to? Like, what would you get to eat after the field? Like, remember there was like that strip.
I forgot the name. It was like that. It was like that bread that had all that meat and stuff. Oh,
the kebab. It wasn't even kebab.
I forgot the name of
torta. It was just fucking European torta.
It tasted like an arepa kind of.
Yeah, like an arepa.
It was just bread and it was like chicken and stuff. And then I would go to like the food truck with like the wings and the pizza and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like they had like these garlic parmesan wings and they were kind of spicy at the same time, but it tasted like super good because they were just drenched in sauce. Your experience was better than mine. I don't know why. I never really tried garlic parmesan, but I tried the garlic parmesan wings there. It was just un caldo de green caldo. Yeah, but that tasted good. I liked it.
The garlic parmesan wings?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, it was not my experience that I
would get like maybe like 15 and then a pizza too, and I would fuck it all up.
Nah, man, those sandwiches had me on. Well, I'm gonna just call them European tortas. Had me on lock, bro.
Yeah, I was eating those like almost every day,
and then
especially with like the garlic sauce they had.
Oh yeah, it was delicious. And then the onions.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had tapatio back in the little bay, and it was cheat code. I got a care package for all that field. I remember I had one assault pack full of just like Mexican cookies and hot fries freaking Mexican shortbread cookies, barritas, and it was all gone by like the 5th or 6th day.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, my wife would send me care packages, and I would be done with like all this. She would give me all of my favorite snacks, and I would be done with it like within a week. And I was like, I have to wait till the next one and to get more snacks and stuff.
I mean, that, and then another thing that my care packages was, and I don't hold it against my cousin, but you know, I love this man to death. He's in Houston. He's not in the military or anything, he's just in Houston. He does concrete pumping. I remember I asked him, I was like, hey bro, like this is what's going on like the base right now. Like nobody has vapes. Like I need you to find a supplier. And he's like, all right. So we found this Arabic place here in Houston, and he bought 25 vapes, and Rodan was, he's like, you know what, I'll chip in. So we got over 25 vapes, and when he was shipping it out, he figured it out, and then they asked him, what are you shipping out? He's like, oh, vapes. They're like, oh no, that's illegal. And then you can't do that. And then he was like, I was like, nah, bro, like don't listen to them. Just like wrap it in the shirt. And he was like, no, I can't, bro. Like it's illegal. And then it's a drug or something. He Googled, is nicotine a drug? And I tell you, man, I love this man to death. But like, you know, like it's not a drug. And then he was like, it was like very adamant on not sending it. And then Roden's friend Aguayo out of Fort Hood, I think. Which one's in Houston, or which one's close to Houston?
I know Sam Houston is.
No, not that. Whatever base is in Texas. My cousin drove like an hour or 2 hours away, and then met halfway, and then he gave it to him. And then we were shipped. We got him shipped to the FOB, and then I remember. We were like, I remember I sold it to this one NCO for like 200 for two, and then I was sending them for 60. And it was funny that people weren't trying to buy them at first. They were like, nah, and then they eventually would come back, and they were like, oh, pretty much I was like they eventually would come back and then buy it, and then I think that's when I stopped vaping. In Poland, that's when I stopped vaping. I don't know why. Just like eventually I was like,
I haven't vaped in like almost 3 years now, I think.
I hit it every now and again. Like I think that's like Hill's like portable hookah right there. And then Abdul left this. They all have left their. I have like 3 that aren't even mine. There's like one right there. There's like one over there, and but it's like I'm not gonna lie. I'm admitting I bought one the other day, but it's just there in the bathroom. And then I didn't realize how hard it is for some people to stop vaping, but I think it comes with like the career, caffeine and nicotine. You gotta choose a vice.
I mean, I think it's very popular. Everybody does like Zins and stuff.
Yeah, I do it when I'm like super tired, just to like wake up, but not really a big thing. So apart from your European rotation that we did, that was just kind of like, I think it was a waste of time. Do you think it was like a waste of time?
I mean, I get the whole point of like, if Russia would do something,
show of force or whatever.
Yeah, we were just there to like, America's there, but in terms of like training and stuff, everything turned out to be a waste because like we were also broke.
Yeah,
didn't have money to do a lot of things. I mean, the pay was good, but I don't think it was really worth all that, miss your families and all that. Yeah,
you were pale. You were like freaking, if you're slim now, you were like super slim, bro. And I was like, Jesus Christ, bro, you need to. Yeah, I remember. It was like, you look like overworked when we had just gone to CBR. I was like, Jesus Christ, bro, you're like, you need some milk.
Yeah, it was kind of, I think for some people it was kind of rough, and it's a rough experience, especially if it's their first time.
Yeah.
But I think it's just depending on the unit you go to and do it with. But
yeah, it's definitely I guess you can say it's like that corny cornball saying that is you're gonna miss the monkeys, not the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember another random memory. This is why I remember. So this happened to me, but let me ask, what would you do in my situation? I know that to this day, bro, like I said, you're always like squared away, nice and tidy, especially with your car. I remember your car was so clean, it made me uncomfortable. I was like, bro, like let me, and then you had like 2 kits, like you had for the rims, for the interior, and then like even your screen was free of lint. Fucking smells like a furnished cherry home. Yeah, I was like, bro, this fucking, I don't even want to sit down.
Smell I had in there.
Yeah, bro, your car was very well taken care of. So last Thursday, I do Uber, right? So last Thursday I was doing Uber, and it was like my last ride. It was super slow. So I decided to pick up this ride. It was like a drop off from Richmond Hill, right? So they get in, and I was like, you know what, whatever. Picked them up, and it was a couple. It was a male and a woman, and they get in. I'm driving, and then she asked, "Is it okay if I put the window down?" And I was like, "Do you want me to turn on the AC instead?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I'm driving, and I'm listening to this like scary stories, bro. Se llama Extra Normal, bro. I'm over here like on the edge of my seat driving because it's like a scary story, bro. Mind you, so bien miedoso. And I'm over here like listening, and then I think she's snoring because they're drunk. So in my head, I think she's snoring, So I'm just driving, and then my friend calls me, and then I was always, as a joke, I say, "Go for Gomez," and she's like, "Oh, are you driving?" And I was like, "Yes." "Oh, I'll call you later." And then the lady said, "Huh?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I had a phone call." And I said, I'm in the military, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, okay. Bro, tell me why the whole time I thought she was snoring, she was giving this dude neck.
Oh.
Let me show you, bro. She was giving this dude neck the whole time, and I thought she was snoring. And bro, and hold up, it gets worse. It gets worse, honestly. Like, look. You see her jerking? You see it?
Is there a guy in there too?
Yeah, there was a couple. Wait, oh shit, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, it's this one. Hold on, I have to turn it sideways. That's another one. But
that's so weird.
Bro, you're telling me. But look. Just press play when you get a chance. You see her jerking? Watch it all. Did you see her spit already?
Oh. What the fuck?
Hold on. Wait for it, bro. I was like, watch.
Why you were there is crazy.
I didn't think anything of it. Now I was like, male protein based stain.
That's disgusting,
bro. And I'm just like,
you didn't report it.
I did report it. But bro, and the reason I mentioned this is because I was like, what would you do in that situation? And the thing is, so when I ended the ride, I was like, nah, I don't think that's happening. And plus the podcast was super good. Like the scary story was like super good. And then when he gets off, I always, I park, I drive a little bit off, I park, and I check the back seats. So when he got off, bro, pants were like right here, and I was like, damn, this was taking second to another level, And then, bro, I turn around and I just like see that big old mancha right there. I was like, oh nah, fuck. And then I remember I got so mad, and then, it's like when you have to like, everything in me wanted to go knock, like, pow, 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 what the fuck, But then I'm like, you know what? In the end, I'm going to win. But what would you do in that situation, bro?
I don't know. I feel like if I would have noticed it earlier, I probably would have told him to, like, get out or something. Like, they could do that somewhere else, not, like, while I'm sitting there driving you home or something,
Yeah, and I'm like, the reason I ask is because, like I said, your car's super...
Or, like... Don't even like did it look like she just spit it out? Like,
yeah,
like you just swallowed or something.
Yeah, bro. And
like I don't know. I would have probably knocked on the door, and be like, "Hey, you left some nasty shit on my car." They could at least pay for the cleanup or clean it up or something. Like
it was. I don't know, bro. I was like, damn. And I'm asking you because your car is always super clean. I don't know. I think double homicide.
I probably like if my car is like insanely clean, I would probably lose my shit on them. Honestly.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, uncomfortably clean. Uncomfortably clean, bro. I don't know how. I don't know, bro. It still looks new, but yeah, man. I just had to show you that, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
yeah, and then I was like, I went on the. Let me read what I went on the Facebook page of Uber in Savannah, and I put, last night I picked up Miss Redacted and her accompaniment, I don't even know how to say that word, acompañante, at the captain's lounge. The ride, of course, was not worth it, but for it being in Richmond Hill and it being Thursday and falling close to my house, I decided to take it. 5 minutes into the ride, Redacted asked if she could put the windows down. I asked if it would be better to turn the AC on instead. She said that's fine. The ride was fairly quiet, but unbeknownst to me, a whole nother scenario was happening in the back seat. That is the con of wearing an AirPod. After the drop-off, I thought nothing of it. In my head, what I thought was snoring was something more horrible. During the whole trip, Redacted was giving her accompaniment fellatio. The reason I know why it was fellatio was because after the drop-off, I turned around and checked the back seats for any forgotten items, but the only thing they left was a male protein-based stain. Thank you, Miss Redacted, for convincing me on why I shouldn't drive Uber. And then they deleted my post.
So professional.
They deleted my post after I put all that effort in.
Damn. Yeah, I think I would really lose my mind if that was happening. If I was being an Uber, you know.
Yeah.
I think you have some really crazy experiences.
Man, I feel like sometimes my life isn't. It's like NPC interaction. Maybe they went off script.
I don't think it's bad as the person that shit in your car.
Oh my god, you remember that? Yeah. I remember that was like when I was driving the Camry. Oh my god, yeah, like I remember, because he had gotten outside to throw up, and probably the pressure and like when we were throwing up, and se dejó todo suelto, and then I think he cashed at me. He cashed at me for I cleaned it up. Oh my god! See that time too.
You sniffed it.
Yeah. That time too, because I was wearing no. So yeah, I remember I was like I dropped them off, and it was like I swapped over from Lyft to Uber, and then I remember that I was like I had this smell. Like this smell was like I was like sniffing around, and then I was like, okay, like let me check my shoes, and I checked my shoes, and then nothing, and then I was like I did a little cavity check with myself, on the hot areas, on the hot spots, and then I was like, no, it's not me, I'm just like, what the hell? And I go to the back seat, and then I this is the back seat, and I put my nose, I was like, oh fuck, and it was like this, I big old like little just dookie stain right there, like he scooted himself. Oh my god, bro. And like it was like this is how close my nose was to the stain.
You touched it with your nose?
Nah, damn near, but it was just like super close like that. A little Eskimo kiss, and I don't know why I feel like I still haven't stopped. I don't know. People have thrown up. People have shit. Now this. I mean, it can't get any worse. What's next? They're gonna kidnap me or put me in the trunk of my own car. But hey, it's like I feel like it keeps me active, and then at the end it's like vale la pena, financially.
I think the crazy time was for me.
Buy all the V-Bucks I can.
The crazy time for me was during the Halloween that we were supposed to all go out, and then we just kept pre-gaming on my house. Then we got into there was no Ubers at the time, so we got in a Lyft. And she was kind of a nice lady, but she took us to Walmart, and then just to get, I guess, the points or something, whatever she gets from it, and then she drove us, and like I think we just pregame so like hard that night, like I just felt sick, and I was passed out almost, and like halfway through the ride we were like past Richmond Hill and stuff. I just like opened the window and I just start barfing. I feel the wind just blowing hard as fuck. She's going like maybe 80 miles per hour, and it's barf going everywhere. Car was sitting in the back seat, and he was just like, oh dude, close the window, because it was just hitting his face. And like I just felt so sick. Like I don't know if it was just too much shots. Me and Hill just kept taking we were going shot for shot basically. Then we just turned around because it was just like, I mean, I guess it was a good thing because I guess it was so packed in Savannah. Like the lines were like probably like 3 hours long to just get into one club, so it was just like probably not even worth it. Got back home. I think Dory has a video of what was going on, but like the whole side of the car looks like I just painted it with throw up. It was insane.
Did she charge you guys?
No, she was actually really nice. She started cleaning it, and I was like, I feel kind of bad. Because, like, I basically just painted her car on the outside with throw up. And then Hill was, like, passed out drunk, too. And she was just holding my cup with throw up. It was insane. It was such a crazy night. And then Hill was just, like, just banging into the door trying to open it. Like, it's on camera. That same night, she said she would walk my dog. And she went to the balcony of my apartment. She was just walking the dog on the balcony.
What the fuck?
It was like the most random. We were all just super drunk.
Yeah, that's what I feel like happens when we all go out. Like I remember last time we went out when where did we go? When I dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, you fell out the truck.
Oh my! Do you remember me falling?
Yeah, you just like got in. You were like getting in and you just fell out, and then you just. Your shoulder was hurting, and it turned out the whole time it was dislocated.
No, Dory put it back into place. She was like, "Pitch, you did not break your shoulder." And I was like, "Yes, I did." And I remember she lifted my arm up, and that's when I blacked out.
Oh, wow.
And then, when I woke up, I was just it was like so bad. And then I went to the hospital, and then they were like, "Oh no, you're just like," I don't know. I don't pay attention. As long as when they said it's not dislocated, then it's fine. But that night was Taylor Port, chocolate buzz balls.
Oof.
I don't even remember what we drank at Club 51.
Tequila and all that shit.
I was twerking on Hale.
Yeah,
I made Roldan delete the video. I have a video of that night where I'm talking to. Oh my god.
I think we have some really crazy experiences going out.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I had a night out like that. Oh, and then at Eclipse.
Oh yeah.
The 10-second fade in the bathroom.
All that night.
Yeah, before rotation. But yeah, before we close this episode off, man, do you want to drop your socials, or I don't know if you're still active on TikTok or whatever?
I don't post on TikTok anymore like that. I mean, I've really been thinking about doing it again, because I think I was like, I wouldn't say popular, but I was. Oh no,
56,000 followers is not popular. Yeah, you're right. Like, what do I know?
Yeah, my TikTok is JReacts, JYREAXTS, and then my Instagram is elite_JR24. But yeah.
Yeah, he's married, so don't get any ideas, Sulipantas.
Very happily married.
But all right, bro. It was nice having you, dog.